Hello, everyone. My name is Jessica, and today I'll be presenting my research proposal that moves beyond asking how competent nurses are and instead asks what truly shapes their competence. This research explores how clinical background and demographic factors influence nursing's competence in a high acuity cardiac hospital in Saudi Arabia. Nursing competence is the foundation of safe and effective patient care, especially in high acuity settings like cardiac units. But competence is not just about years on the job, it's about decision making, skills, and confidence under pressure. As healthcare complexity rises, understanding what truly drives competence beyond assumptions is critical. This study will explore how specialized experience impact nursing's competence. Here's the gap. Most studies look at experience as a broad variable. More is better, but they rarely ask what kind of experience. Cardiac nurses handle emergencies, interpret complex data, and act fast. Those are advanced competencies. Yet there's limited evidence comparing cardiac to non-cardiac experience. Add to that the confusing role demographic factors play, and we got an unclear picture. That's where these studies comes in. This study seeks to answer two core questions. Are demographic factors like age, education, and experience related to how competent nurses feel they are? Second, do nurses with cardiac experience report higher levels of competence than those with general or non-cardiac backgrounds? My objectives are focused and actionable. First, to assess the correlation between demographic factors and perceived competence. Second, to analyze differences in competence level between nurses with and without cardiac experience. Therefore, I propose two hypotheses. First, there is a significant correlation between demographic characteristics and competence. Second, cardiac experienced nurses will show higher competence scores compared to their non-cardiac peers. Why does this matter? This research has real world impact. It can guide recruitment, training, and mentorship tailored to experience type, not just years served. It can help nurse educators design programs that reflect the unique challenges of specialized care. And for policymakers, it provides evidence to rethink how we assess and support competence development, especially in cardiac care. The literature confirms that experience shapes competence, but doesn't distinguish between general and specialized experience. Most studies pool nurses from different specialties, which mask meaningful differences. Demographic influences are also inconsistently reported. In short, the current literature treats competence as one size fits all. This study breaks that mold. This research is anchored in Banner's novice to expert theory. Banner describes how nurses grow through experience, progressing from novice to expert. This framework is ideal here because it emphasizes that learning happens in context through real world challenges. Cardiac units provide that intense, context rich exposure that may fast track expertise. Earlier, I highlighted how competence in cardiac care goes beyond just experience. To explore this, I designed a correlational quantitative study in a tertiary cardiac hospital in Saudi Arabia, where high pressure care is the daily norm. I will use stratified random sampling of 250 nurses grouped based on cardiac versus non-cardiac experience and their demographic profiles. Competence will be measured using validated nurse competence scale, which capture core domains like decision making, managing situations, and therapeutic interventions, skills that are put to test in cardiac emergencies. To ensure the study reflects real trustworthy insights from the front lines of care, both online and paper-based survey will be used, following strict ethical protocols and informed consent. All data will be anonymized and analyzed using SPSS. I will use t-tests, ANOVA, and regression analysis to uncover whether, and how demographic and clinical exposure impact competence. This is how I bring objectivity to a concept that often seen as subjective, helping to answer the question raised at the very start. What really shapes nursing competence in high stakes environments like cardiac care? In conclusion, this research brings something new, a deeper look at the where and who behind nursing competence. In a world of growing complexity, we can no longer afford to treat all experience the same. Let's redefine what it meant to be competent. Because in cardiac care, the difference is everything. Thank you very much for listening. Have a nice day.